Why are so many IRL streamers teetering on the edge between triumph and disaster, and what happens when the camera never stops rolling? Since the days when live streaming was only used for gaming, it has advanced significantly. IRL, which stands for in real life, is one of the most well-liked and contentious categories nowadays. In this category, producers broadcast their everyday life, vacation experiences, social interactions, or risky acts to a worldwide audience. Although this structure allows for spontaneity and unadulterated authenticity, it also invites turmoil. Things can quickly go awry if there are no scripts, modifications, or the security of a regulated environment. Because IRL broadcasting is unfiltered and always on, a moment of poor judgment or bad luck can quickly turn into a catastrophe. Several well-known streamers have discovered this the hard way in recent years, as their in-person broadcasts have sparked criticism, bans, and even legal issues. These 5 instances of IRL streaming gone terribly wrong were so bad that they almost ended the streamers' jobs. Paul Danino, better known online as Ice Poseidon, is involved in the first and possibly most notorious instance. Ice Poseidon, who is sometimes cited as one of the forerunners of in-person content, popularized the concept of live streaming by bringing his audience along with him wherever he went. However, in 2017, what started out as just another day of his regular public broadcasting routine became a worldwide sensation. Unaware of the danger, Danino shared his flight information while live streaming at the airport while going from California to Arizona. Law authorities reportedly evacuated and searched the jet after a viewer of the feed allegedly called in a fictitious bomb threat in Danino's name. Police escorted the streamer away and questioned him before releasing him, but the damage had already done. In response, Twitch banned his channel indefinitely, stating that the act posed a serious risk. Later, Danino said the experience changed his life and acknowledged that he had never realized the extent of trolling. In an interview, he stated, "You swat my house, whatever. You swat a plane, though? That is on a very different level." The swatting incident demonstrated how risky IRL streaming can get when viewer pranks and location sharing collide with physical security measures. Suddenly, what appeared to be pure spontaneity had federal ramifications. It was a watershed for Ice Poseidon, which went from being a leading creator to a warning story. One of the most well-known figures in the field, Guy Beam, better known as Dr. Disrespect, provided another noteworthy example. During the 2019 Electronic Entertainment Expo, E3 in Los Angeles, Beam, who is well known for his extravagant character and sophisticated production style, took his flamboyant enthusiasm to the real world. He did, however, go too far in his quest to provide immersive, uncensored IRL content. During his live stream, Dr. Disrespect entered a public restroom with his camera operator trailing behind him. Men using urinals and kids going inside the bathroom were visible to viewers. Twitch quickly suspended his account when snippets of the show went viral within hours. His event badge was also taken away by the E3 organizers. In addition to breaking Twitch's rules, streaming in a public restroom was against California's privacy laws. He was returned following a 2-week ban, but the incident permanently damaged his record. The incident showed how difficult it may be to distinguish between misbehavior and entertainment in live broadcasting, even for a well-known figure. Years of brand building can be undone by a single mistake in judgment that is caught in the moment. Streamers Valkyrie, Cinna, and Amiru were live in Santa Monica in March 2025 when they were harassed by an angry individual. As spectators watched in disbelief, the gang was forced to flee on stream as the man approached Amiru, yelled threats, and pursued them. Moderators had to notify local police because the situation rapidly worsened. Valkyrie later declared on social media that she would never again stream outside without self-defense equipment like pepper spray or a taser. Discussions concerning the vulnerability of female creators in public IRL settings were sparked by the widely shared clip. Public IRL streaming exposes broadcasters to chance meetings, harassment, and maybe violence, in contrast to a home studio where the setting is regulated and secure. Similarly, during an in-person webcast on a beach, streamer Miyako encountered her own terrifying circumstance. She saw a man loitering close to her possessions and staring at her nonstop while shooting an apparently innocuous day by the sea. She was clearly uncomfortable with the man's refusal to leave, and fans in chat encouraged her to stop the show. "I'm ending the stream. He's hovering around my stuff, making me feel unsafe," she finally told her viewers. Even though there was no physical harm in this interaction, it served as an example of another aspect of IRL danger: the ongoing possibility of unwanted attention and harassment. These moments are not unique to many female creators. In one notorious instance, Zillion OP, a streamer, pretended to be wheelchair-bound in order to garner sympathy and donations. However, the ruse was exposed when the streamer stood up in the middle of the video. Another was Delor, who had a fiery temper and was banned for good after several on-stream tantrums that included obscenities and threats of self-harm. Despite not being classic IRL instances, all illustrate the same fundamental danger: live content's absence of a safety net. Every moment is irrevocable if there is no editing or second opportunity. A distinct pattern becomes apparent when we take into account all 5 of these instances. 3 main hazards are exacerbated by IRL streaming: live immediacy, unexpected conduct, and public exposure. IRL streamers work in dynamic, frequently turbulent environments, in contrast to studio or gaming streaming, where the atmosphere is completely controlled. The loss of control is the first significant risk. Anything from a rude stranger to a privacy violation can change the stream once the camera is rolling in public. The troll effect is the second. Viewers can engage, reveal locations, or cause mayhem. An extreme yet instructive illustration of how spectator intervention can turn into a crime is Ice Poseidon's plane swatting. The issue of platform and legal boundaries comes in third. As Dr. Disrespect discovered the hard way, actions that appear humorous or daring at the time may be against the law or community norms. In addition to the short-term risks, there are long-term consequences such as mental health stress and brand risk. Sponsorships and advertising agreements are often shaken by any significant IRL controversy, since businesses tend to remove themselves from possible controversies. The continual attention to detail needed to remain camera-ready in public. There are, however, lessons to be learned from these disasters, not just for creators but for audiences as well. Streamers who continue producing IRL content have become more proactive about safety and ethics. Many now avoid showing precise locations, delay uploads instead of streaming live, or use moderation teams to filter out doxing attempts. Some travel with security or stream in groups to reduce vulnerability. Awareness of privacy laws and platform rules has become essential. Viewers, too, have a role, encouraging respect, discouraging harassment, and understanding that behind every live broadcast is a real person navigating unpredictable circumstances. The audience's behavior, whether supportive or toxic, directly shapes how safe or unsafe IRL streaming becomes. If you want to stay ahead of streaming's wildest moments and see what happens when creators push the limits, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss the next breakdown.